Well, hey everybody, what's up? We've made it. We did it. We did it. I know it's a little bit late. The power has been off here in Southern California because we're dealing with some high winds and some fires, but we are here, we are live, and we are ready to go. If you're just catching up, that's fine. You've got plenty of time. Today is kind of our intro day, so let me go ahead and do a little intro. If you're new here, this is the Daily Creative Challenge for Adobe Illustrator. And over here, if you haven't met me before, hi, my name's Andrew Hockrattle. I will be your host and guide. You can follow along at Behance at hawk.co. There's a button somewhere floating around here. That's also the same on all social media. You can find that there. And yes, it is pronounced Hawk Rattle. But you can just call me Hawk. It's way easier. So today we are going to be hanging out and doing some fun stuff, learning a little bit in Adobe Illustrator. And the goal of this is to do that every single day for the next 2 weeks. So we'll be live doing the Illustrator Daily Creative Challenges every day for the next 2 weeks. Oh my goodness. Same place, so it will be at 11:30 Pacific time every day. And this time we're looking through the lens of something that's a little more seasonal. So if you're somewhere around the world that you're having it a little bit of a different season, this may feel a little out of place for you. But we are going into the fall season here in America, and we're going to have a little bit of fun. This week is Halloween. So today what we're going to be doing is playing around, giving you an intro to what Illustrator is, and a little bit about the basic tools that you can use in Adobe Illustrator. Now, let's go ahead and hop in and talk a little bit about what all this is about. So the first thing that I want to show you is this. I want to show you how you can get involved. Now, the daily creative challenges aren't something that just is passive, that like you watch every now and then. It's something you can commit to, you can be a part of, and that you can join in on every single day. So check this out. You can go to behance.net/challenge/illustrator. And if you go there, that will give you everything that you need to know, and it will catch you up on everything that you've missed if you're watching this after the fact. So you can go here, behance.net/challenge/illustrator, and you're going to click right here on Hi Andrew, take the challenge. And watch this. So I'm going to click this for you, and you'll see that it says thanks for joining the Creative Challenge, and there are other ways to join in our Discord. Now we'll get there in just a second, but I want to show you what else is on this page. Now on this page is a bunch of great resources, and that is each of our challenges. So every day I have crafted a file just for you to learn exactly what we are talking about, exactly what we are learning. So make sure that you tune in for those, and make sure you go here to download the source files before we get started the next day. So if we keep scrolling down here, you can see that you can chat with the community, joining our Discord, which I'll show you in a minute. And you can also see past challenges. So before this, just a mere week and a half ago, we were on a world tour, seeing Paris, Sydney, Melbourne. We were all over the place. If you joined us for that, hopefully you had a lot of fun and learned a bunch. And that's what we're going to do again this time. We are going on a journey to learn Illustrator in a whole bunch of different ways. Now, there's some other stuff that I want to show you how you can get involved, and one of those is the Best of Behance. Now, Behance is now featuring the creative challenges just for you. So the Best of Creative Challenges is now a gallery on Behance. So if you post on Behance at the end of our session, so at the end of these 2 weeks, if you post a case study, which a case study is really just all of the different pieces and things that we've created over these last 2 weeks, if you post that, there's an option for you to get featured here in the Daily Creative Challenge Best of. Let's look at this one by Jessica Miles. This was from a little while ago. I believe we were doing a sports team, and she picked the Art Deco. And so we played around and created some really awesome work, incredible textures here. And so play around, build your case study, and then put all of that work together and post it on Behance using the hashtag AI Daily Challenge. So hashtag AI Daily Challenge. And now, if you're watching this after the fact because you missed the live stream, I want to tell you about one more thing, and that is behance.net/ behance.net/live. Awesome. There's a great little pumpkin happening here. So at behance.net/live, every single day there is an incredible lineup of content just for you that is all live. So if you look down here, you can see the Adobe Live schedule. Tomorrow at 5 a.m. there's content, and then we start from 7:30 all the way through to the end of the day. Again, you can join me tomorrow at 11:30 a.m. for the next Illustrator Daily Creative Challenge, but there's content every day for you to get involved and join this thriving community of creatives that's happening here on Behance. Now, I want to show you another way that you can get involved, right? We talked about getting involved on Behance, getting involved with behance.net/challenge/illustrator, pushing that button. That button will send you reminders. It will ding that bell. It will also pop up in your Creative Cloud. But what I want to tell you about, the real winner of how to get involved, is this right here, our Discord, bit.ly/AI Discord. It's the place to be. All the cool people are there. I'm there. Let's see who else is there actually. Let's just pop on over and show you what Discord is all about. So Discord will look like this once you join us over there. And you can see that we have an awesome group of mentors. Our friend Jack, you'll get to know them. And Jack is hanging out, doing all kinds of feedback. Our friend Rocky looks like he's online. So there's a bunch of mentors and a whole bunch of people in here, 768 online currently, a lot more than that in here. And this is where you'll be posting your work. So after we do whatever we're working on and we're done posting that work, you're going to post it right here at this Discord, and I will give you feedback on these challenges. It looks like there's some great challenges coming in from last week. This was one of our challenges from the past week, so if you want to watch that, you can go back and catch up. But we had a blast doing all of this. We're doing a little bit more of this in costuming this week. I'm going to teach you tips and tricks, and hopefully you can learn something new and grow through this by posting your work and then getting feedback. Each night I'll go live and give you feedback live on my Behance, so make sure to tune in for those as well. But this is the kind of work that we're going to be doing. A little bit of fun and a little bit of education. So let's pop back over to me, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about me and what I'm about to teach you. So my name, hello, is Andrew Hochradel. I'm a brand identity designer, creative for hire, and I like doing these things. I stream with you guys all the time. So what I like to do is have a lot of fun as well as a lot of education. So I'm going to be teaching you throughout the next 2 weeks through a theme. And each time that I do these, we do a theme, and hopefully the goal is for that to kind of set an idea for you. I want you to tell a story through these 2 weeks. Don't just treat them as one-off little challenges here and there. Really make it your own. Now, when I'm teaching you Illustrator, there is no wrong answer. There's no wrong way to do things. There's no right way to do things. There are just ways to do things. So I will show you a way, and if you do it differently, that's fine. This is all about exploration and creativity, and I want to see what you can create, not just what I tell you to create. So our themes that are coming up will debut tomorrow, and I'll tell you what they are. I'll give you a little inside scoop since we're late. We are doing the first week a Halloween bash, and then starting next week, we'll be moving into a fall festival. So it's going to be a fun time. There might be some costumes this week. Who knows? So tune in for those. But let's go ahead and hop over into Illustrator. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the program and how you can get started. So Adobe Illustrator is a vector-based program. What that means is it's not pixel-based. So in Photoshop, if we zoom in on something, it becomes very pixelated. But here in Illustrator, if I make a shape, I can actually zoom all the way in, and the shape will stay crisp and clean no matter how far I zoom into it. So it's infinitely scalable. So that means that we can put things that are vector on large buildings, we can put them on t-shirts, we can put them on whatever we want. Another thing is that Illustrator is built on the principles of simple shapes. You'll see me building a lot of simple shapes, augmenting things, changing things, shifting things, changing colors, and leveraging those simple shapes to create something very interesting. And today, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be working with some simple shapes, and we are going to be making a monster. We're actually going to be making some monster assets for you to create your own monster, and it is the intro day, so it really is just for us to have fun. So what we're going to do is we are going to hop on over here, and I am going to move this screen just a little bit. There we go. So what we're going to do is we are going to pop on over here, and There we go, and we're good to go. Cool. So I'm going to pop on over here, and we are going to build a scary monster here in Illustrator. The first thing that I'm going to do is start leveraging some of these simple shapes. Now, immediately, I want to make a shape that is just black for the background, right? We want our monster kind of sit on a dark background. So I'm going to grab the rectangle shape, or hit M over here, and then click and drag this out. There we go. So now we have a background, and something that we can do in Illustrator is if we have a shape that we don't want to augment or we don't want to mess up, we can simply click on it. We can go to Object, and then we can go to Lock and click Selection. So that's going to lock this so I can't click and select it anymore. So next, let's start thinking about some things that are monstrous, right? The thing that always comes to my mind is the eye, right? Like a big cyclops eye. So if we think about it, an eye is really just simple shapes, right? It's just a bunch of circles. So we're going to grab the ellipse. We're going to make one circle. And what I'm doing here is I am clicking and dragging. And if you see, I'm not holding shift here. I'm just clicking and dragging. It's going to make an oval. If I hold shift, it will perfectly make that circle for us and scale it up and down as we go through. So it will be perfectly scaled. So that's what we want to do. But when we make it, click, drag, holding shift, it is black. Now I want it to be white because that's how eyes work. So what I can do is with this shape selected, I just double click here on this swatch and I will drag this color up here to white. So I'm gonna hit OK, and you'll see that it actually changes this color to the white that I was needing. Perfect. So with this, I'm gonna grab and make another circle, and this is gonna kind of be the iris of the eye, right? So let's go ahead and grab this. I'm gonna hit S to scale, and then I'm gonna hit Enter. And this will bring up a nice little panel here, and we're going to scale this down to 60%. Now, if you're ever missing something, you can turn on and off the preview here, and that will show you what you're about to do. Now, instead of scaling that down, we want to make a copy of it at that size. So I'm going to hit Copy. And now it has made a copy of that shape, and this is where I want to start incorporating some color. Now I can come up here to my color swatches panel, and this is where all the default colors lie. We can also come down here and click on color books. So right here, these are all different colors, and let's go ahead and pick one of these. Let's do kid stuff. That looks like fun. So there we go. So now we have all of these fun colors here. We can drag this these folders, if we like, into our folder swatches over here. And now we have a whole bunch of swatches pulled in to our swatches panel. So let's do a green. Let's find a really good, there we go, icky green. Ooh, let's do this one. That looks super fun. So this is what I want for that monster eye. And then I'm going to do maybe a little bit of a gleam in his eye, right? So let's go ahead and scale this down. And this time I'm just going to click and drag holding shift. And then when I hold Alt or Option, it will make a copy. So you can see my cursor there goes from having the one black arrow to having the black and white arrow. That means that I'm holding Alt and then clicking toward the center. And now you can see, let's make this black. And now we have that nice little pupil in the middle there just staring you down, right? A perfect little monster eye. And let's do one more. Just grab L or the circular tool, the ellipse tool, and do another little white highlight right there. Cool, so now we have a creepy crawly eye, again made only with circles. Very simple, very easy. So next what I want to do is I'm going to create a little bit of a different eye. We're going to create kind of a more like diamond shaped eye. So what we're going to do is we're actually just going to click and drag this here. And what I want to do is I'm going to use the direct selection tool. Now in Illustrator, you can use a selection tool, which is V, and that's the black one right here. Or you can select the direct selection tool, and that is A, that is the white one right here. And selecting A, you can pick individual anchor points. Now these anchor points are how you control the shapes. It's how everything comes together. And so I'm going to grab these anchor points. And what I want to do is I'm actually going to grab the pen tool, which is P. And hovering over these, you can see that it turns into subtract, but if I hold Alt or Option, it will change that to a corner, which is what I want it to do. So I'm going to, actually I want these sides to be corners. We're going to click on this side, and then we'll do the top, we'll just drag it down a little bit, and the bottom we'll drag up a little bit as well. So now we've got that kind of different eye shape looking good. And why not? Let's go ahead and change what the color of the eye is. Let's do a nice little yellow one, still staying in our color harmony here. Now we have that creepy yellow eye. Perfect, exactly what we want. Now let's move on to the next thing, and that is going to be a mouth. Now a mouth is a very easy thing to make. We've worked with circles already, so let's go ahead and try working with a rectangle and see how that works out. So we're going to click on the rectangle, and we are going to click and drag. And as you click and drag, you can see that it's making that rectangle start where we started clicking and then end where we ended clicking. We can also hold shift, and that is going to make it a square because it's keeping it proportionate, right? It's keeping it absolutely symmetrical. So we want it to be a rectangle, so we're going to drag this out here. And of course the mouth is going to be white. There we go. And we want to add in some teeth, right? So maybe we want a big kind of just smile, like a big smile. Let me give you that one more time. Just a big smile. Okay, let's hop back in. The way that we're going to do that is we're going to take this shape and we're going to start breaking it into teeth. And what we can do, there's actually a couple different ways. Let's show you this. What we can do is use the rectangle tool, and we can make a bunch of different like breakthroughs for these, right? Or what I want to do is I'm going to use the pen tool and just make a line. And here I can select this line, and you'll see this shape is filled in. That's called a fill. We want to flip that and add a stroke. So what we'll do is we'll click on these little arrows over here, and those arrows turn into a stroke. So from there, we can actually make them whatever color we want. So check this out. Let's make them blue, and then that stroke up here we can increase, and that's going to make it a little bit thicker. So let's take that to 15. It's pretty big. And then let's go ahead and click and drag. And again, we're holding Alt or Option, and what that's going to do is it's going to make a copy of that. And then I'm going to hit Control or Command D. I also could go to Object, Transform, and Transform again, and it will move that again one more time. So we're going to keep hitting that just a couple more times. And one more, there we go. So now we can select all of these. We can group by right-clicking and go to Group. And now select the back object and the lines that we've created. Then click one more time on the back object. You can see that it's made this thick line around it. If we click on the center, it is going to center all of those, and now we have this perfect line. Now I'm going to add one more line to the center here, and this will be kind of the rest of the teeth. And there we go. So now what I can do is these are strokes, but we want to punch them out of the background. Is I can, with those strokes selected, go to Object, Expand, and then we're going to grab our Pathfinder, which is over here, right here. It also is in Window Pathfinder, and we are going to join these together. So with these joined together, now we can select the top and bottom, and we can punch them out using the second one, which is Subtract. So now we have all these little teeth, and maybe we want these teeth to be rounded a little bit, right? What we can do is with it selected, grab the Direct Selection tool, which is A, and these little nodes right here actually round everything out. So now we have some awesome little skeleton teeth. Those are fun. And we've made a little bit of a monster. Now let's keep going one more time, and I'm going to show you how to make a face for this monster, combining some of the elements that we've done, right? So if you think about a head, it really is, right, a circle and then maybe a triangle right down here if someone's more fit. It's a circle on top, then a little bit of a rectangle, then a nice little triangle for the chin. So let's go ahead and play with that. We're going to grab the ellipse tool right here. And again, click and drag, dragging out from the center. We are holding Shift and Alt or Option, and it will drag out from the center. And from there, I'm thinking about where the body goes down, the head goes down, and that is using this rectangle tool. Right here, you'll see that it's snapping exactly to those anchor points. If it doesn't, you can go to View and turn on Smart Guides right there. I thought it was in another thing, but it is. It's right there. So you can go to View and turn on Smart Guides right there. And so from here, we are actually, instead of adding a triangle, going to add an anchor point to this square. And we can do that right here by clicking down at the bottom, grabbing the Direct Selection tool, and then just dragging this right down. So now we have that extra anchor point. And just like we did before, we're going to take these two shapes and turn them into one shape. So I'm going to click right here on the join. And from here, I think that I want things to round out a little bit on these three. So we're going to grab the Direct Selection tool, A, right there. We're going to select just these three anchor points, and we are going to round them out. So now we have a nice little kind of rounded jaw. Now, if we want to, we can come in here and grab the Direct Selection tool, and grab just these anchor points up top and use the arrow keys and shift to move them up and down. And hello, Stephen Overturf is here. Thank you for being the only person in chat while this is live. And yes, if you're watching this after fact, this is very late. This is a recording of me very late at night, not doing it at the right time because our power is out. But we are here, we are live, and thank you, Stephen, for showing up. So we have our skull right here, and let's add some of these creepy eyes onto our skull. So we're going to click and drag holding Alt or Option, and it looks like it's at the back. So we are going to grab our skull and right click and go to Transform and Arrange and Send to Back. Now it sent it behind our background, so we can hit Control and Bracket to bring it up just one. And hello, Omar is here as well. Lots of fun people popping in chat. So to mess with these eyes a little bit, we want to give them a little more pop. So we're going to make them black around the outside, or maybe let's do this. Let's add a black stroke. There we go. So we're going to add a stroke of 10. And we're going to make one more eye on the other side. There we go. So we've got those two. And then from here, maybe we want to make a little nose. And the way to make a little nose would be to just grab an ellipse right here. And we are going to click and drag. And we're just going to angle this in a little bit. Make a little skull nose right there. And we just made a copy of that. We're going to make it uneven just for fun. And now, of course, our skull friend needs a really great smile, and we have, boy, if we created one for him. We're going to grab this, and again, clicking and holding Alt or Option, drag over here. We're using S to scale it down, and we'll just make this black to give him that nice little perfect smile. Now it looks like we still are a little bit too long on this, but it's easy because we can come over here and just drag that up. So now we have a nice little skeleton, and let's add a couple more details here of simple shapes. Now, one thing that we can do is we can add a little crack if we want by using the pen tool. And I know that I'm throwing a lot of new tools at you during this time, but we will be covering all of these tools individually in the future. So we're going to grab this tool, the pen tool, and we are going to use the eyedropper to grab the thickness of this eye. Now with the pen tool, which is P, I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to draw a little bit and hit enter, and that will lock in that path. So I'm just going to draw some little cracks that are happening maybe in his skull. Maybe he's had a little bit of a hard day and he's got quite the little headache. So we're going to draw that in. And then the other thing that I kind of want to do is try to draw in a little more of a jawline. And so maybe we'll pull that jawline just right here and off the edge. So we can round this out right there. And we are, of course, going to line it up and then transform and reflect. We can hit copy, and it's going to flip that across for us using that copy. So there we go. We've got a little bit more of a jaw happening there. He's got a little crack in his head. He's having a bad day. And he still has a very moving chin. He has a very big chin here. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to add in a little bit of that kind of like butt chin. So what we can do is grab two half circles, right? So with that, I'm using the direct select tool, just hitting A, and I'm taking out one of those, and there we go. We'll put this right in the center, and we'll give him that little chin to show some definition right there. So now he's got a little chin, he's got a jawline, and boy does he have a big smile because he's happy to see you. So that is our lesson for today. What I want you to do, create some elements, create a monster, have some fun with it. We are moving on to the next challenge tomorrow, which we will try to incorporate some of these principles into that next challenge. We will be carving our own pumpkin and applying some glow effects. So if you're catching up, you're a little behind because I put you behind as we started. That's fine. Spend your time, make some cool assets, maybe some different eyes, try to make a mummy, see what happens using simple shapes and build something cool and spooky for the Halloween season. So thank you so much for joining me during this time. It was really fun. I want to go over one more time just how you can get involved because it's so important for this challenge. The first thing you can do is go to behance.net/challenge/illustrator, and there you can find all of the things that you need to know as well as each of the challenges. Every day we'll be posting a new challenge. The first one will be up at 11:30 tomorrow morning with the source file for you to get started. You do need it tomorrow. We'll be building a pumpkin, and I will show you how to build the pumpkin as well as do some glow effects. So Check that out. And then I want you to check out everyday behance.net/live. There's content there all day, every day for you. Now, one more link before we go. Right here at bit.ly/AI Discord. It is the place to be where all the cool people are and where everything you need to know will be. Once you are done with your monsters, once you are done creating whatever you want to create for this first challenge, I want you to post it over into Discord. And I want to see it right here below my link to the YouTube. Go ahead and check that out and put everything that you have created today right there. And I'll be happy to give you some feedback and hang out with you tomorrow night live on my Behance, which you can follow right there. So I will see you tomorrow for our next challenge. Thank you so much for being patient as we got the power back on and got things back and going. Hopefully you are catching up. And if you are watching this in the future, hi future, I hope it's better. See you guys later. Bye.